Hello! In this video I'm going to show you a few techniques and tricks that you can use to get a nice clear vocal that's present in the mix while also using a good amount of reverb and delay. The song I'm going to be using today is a song called On My Mind that I produced recently. I created this one with the duo Candace and Michael. This one is not released yet, but when it is, I'll put a link to that in the description. I think this one's going to be coming out under Candace's solo project as it fits that brand a little bit better. And to start things off, let's just go ahead and listen through the first chorus so we can kind of get a feel of the song and the vocal itself.
Late nights all alone, without you it's a little cold, but I'll walk on my own to find a me that I've never known, giving space and feeling free, a little room for us to breathe, looking deep inside of me. It's harder than I thought it'd be. We're going our separate ways, but I've sure had better days. You said we need a little time, but I need you here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I need you here tonight. Just a little you by my side, 'cause you're on my mind.
Alright, so that kind of gives you an idea of the song and the vocal. The first trick I want to show you, or the first technique I want to show you, is what's called a delay throw. And this is actually a trick that I learned from the Make Pop Music YouTube channel, and I highly recommend checking that YouTube channel out. There's tons of great videos. I've learned tons of stuff on there over the years. So the point of this is, let's say you have a sparse verse or something like that here like we do, and you just want maybe the last word of the verse or the last word of the phrase repeated. So instead of throwing a delay on there and automating it out so only that word pops out, a really easy way to do it is to actually just copy that word. It's like what I've done here, and then copy it onto a new track, and then you can just put the delay on this this track here, and we're going to put it at 100% wet so you're only hearing the delay. And yeah, it's really as easy as that, and you can do any additional processing. Like you can see, I've got from my main vocal here, and then the delay, there's a few other effects on there just because that's how I wanted the delay to sound. But so let's just listen to that in isolation and you'll kind of see what's going on.
Late nights all alone, without you it's a little cold, but I'll walk on my own.
Right? Super easy, super effective. So in this first phrase, I just wanted that all alone to be repeated. So I just copied that down, did my processing, and I'll just let you hear that in isolation.
All alone.
All right, so the second trick I want to show you is also with delay, but on this one we're going to be using a compressor, and more specifically using sidechain compression to duck the delay out of the way of the vocal. So on this one we'll be looking at this lead chorus track here that plays through the pre-chorus and the chorus. And so if you look at my delay bus here, you can see I've actually inserted a compressor after the delay. And so I'll open this up, and what I'm doing here is in the sidechain feature right here, I'm actually using the lead vocal as a trigger. So what that does is when the lead vocal is happening, it's actually triggering the compressor. So it's going to be compressing that delay and kind of ducking it out of the way of the vocal. And then when the phrase ends, or the vocal phrase ends, it's going to allow that delay to come back up. So it's probably easier to just show you. So I'll solo this here and you'll kind of see what's going on.
We're going our separate ways, but I've sure had better days. You said we need a little time, but I need you here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right? And without the compressor?
We're going our separate ways, but I've sure had better days. You said we need a little time, but I need you here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, so you can kind of hear that delay is really muddying up the vocal and just getting in the way. So in this situation, obviously I didn't want to just use a delay throw because I wanted a more pronounced delay, and I wanted the delay to be happening the entire time. But obviously we do not want that delay getting in the way of the vocal. So I'll turn that on and off in context so you can kind of hear what's going on.
We're going our separate ways, but I've sure had better days. You said we need a little time, but I need you here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Obviously, in the context of the mix, you don't really notice it quite as much when I turn that compressor on and off, but as you heard in isolation, it does make a pretty big difference. And, all these little tips, techniques, tricks, whatever you want to call them, each on their own, they're not going to, fix your mix or anything like that or make a huge, profound difference. But when you add all these little details up together, it really can make quite a big difference. So the third tip or technique, trick, whatever you want to call them, that I want to show you is very, very similar to the one I just showed you, but instead of delay, we're going to be looking at reverb. So same thing, we're going to be listening to this lead chorus vocal, and I'll kind of show you what's going on here. So we'll look at the reverb bus, and the reason there's two compressors on here is because I'm using the same reverb on the verse and the chorus. So it's just one compressor is being triggered by the verse, and one is being triggered by the chorus. So we're going to be looking at the chorus here, which you can see is actually playing through the pre-chorus and the chorus, this vocal. I'll pull up this compressor. And again, we'll listen in solo. For this one, it's much more subtle, and you want to be much more subtle with it, because if you go too extreme with this, it's going to sound really obvious and really kind of wonky and weird and just not a good effect. This is one you just really want to be subtle with. So with this one, I'll actually start extreme and kind of ease it in so you can really hear what it's doing. Again, same idea. It's just going to be ducking that reverb out of the way while the vocal's happening, and then as soon as the phrase stops, it's going to let that reverb creep back in. The point of this obviously is that you don't want the reverb to muddy up the vocal, same with the delay, and so this just kind of gives a nice space for the vocal, and then those effects can kind of come in as it stops. So we'll take a listen here and I'll ease it in from this extreme amount.
We're going our separate ways, but I've sure had better days. You said we need...
All right, and I'm actually going to just turn this delay off so you can really hear the effect of the reverb.
We're going our separate ways, but I've sure had better days. You said we need a little time, but I need you here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I need you here tonight. Just a little you by my side.
So that's right about where I had it. As you can see, if you go too extreme with it, it'll either completely cut the reverb out, or as you ease back in, it just really sounds weird and unnatural. So again, you want to be really subtle with this, but this will kind of help get some of that reverb out of the way and let your vocal really cut through the mix. All right, hopefully those tips and techniques are helpful and that you'll be able to use them or implement them into your own productions. Let me know what you thought below. And I'm actually going to go ahead and play from the bridge through the end of the song so you can kind of hear what's going on as it builds and develops. If there's anything else you hear in the song that you'd like me to break down, or anything else you'd like me to, further explain or show, please comment below. I'd love to make more videos. Really hoping to make a lot more tutorials moving forward, and I'm really, really proud of this production, so I'd be more than happy to kind of show different things that I've done in this if anything sticks out to you, and hopefully I'll be back with another video soon. Thanks for watching.
Drinking our favorite wine.